The story always started the same way. They said Ezra's eagle was simple. On the surface, it all looked so clear. A tidy little timeline wrapped in red, white, and blue. One president follows another. The wings match the ears, the heads match the eras, and for a moment, it all feels safe, predictable, comforting, like a prophecy you could frame on your wall. But that was the lie. Ezra was never talking about presidents. He was describing the financial powers that controlled them. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Give me control of a nation's money supply, and I care not who makes its laws.
For 2,000 years, the world has argued over the visions of a man named Ezra. Some see prophecy, others see poetry. But what if it was neither? What if his ancient vision was a coded blueprint for the rise and fall of global financial power? Ezra saw an eagle, not a living creature, but a manufactured one, an empire of systems, 12 wings, 3 heads, each representing a power that would dominate nations without ever appearing on a ballot, a power above kings, above presidents, above governments themselves. The first head rises in 1694. A quiet revolution disguised as bookkeeping, the Patterson era, the invention of permanent national debt, the first real central bank. Trading companies existed before it, but the first head was not commerce. It was control over the money that commerce required. The second head awakens after Europe collapses. Wars become opportunities. Nations become clients. A family network spans borders faster than any army. This head conquers no land. It conquers credit. Its throne is every government that needs a loan. The third head rises in America, first through the Morgan banking empire, then through the institution born in 1913, known as the Federal Reserve, the largest head. The devourer of wings, the centralizer of global policy, the head Ezra said would rise highest and fall first. But the wings, Ezra's mysterious wings, are not kings or presidents. In our age, the wings become mechanisms of control. One wing is security. One wing is convenience. Together, they form compliance. The digital lattice that quietly replaces freedom with monitoring, Ezra was not alone. His vision is one thread in a prophetic network spanning millennia, a pattern, a countdown, a warning. John the Revelator spoke of Satan's little season, a window of time when deception operates without restraint, when the world aligns under a single architecture of control, not by force, by data, by currency, by infrastructure disguised as convenience. Daniel saw the same thing in the form of beasts, empires shaped like animals, until the final beast, a creature of iron and machinery, devours the whole earth. Daniel's beast was not a king, it was a system, a structure that outlives every ruler. Revelation gives it a name, the beast whose mark determines who may buy or sell, dismissed for centuries as impossible until now. Central bank digital currencies, biometric ID, AI surveillance grids, global financial switches that can silence a person with a single denied transaction. And Joseph Smith added something stranger still. He spoke of a figure he called the Son of Man, not Christ himself, but one like him, a servant, a witness, a messenger rising precisely as the old systems collapse. He said a great sign would appear in the heavens, and that many would mistake it for a comet or a wandering star. But it would not be a comet It would be the signal of the servant's arrival. In our interpretation, that servant, that witness, aligns with three-eye atlas, a force, a system, a movement, emerging at the exact moment the digital empire takes form. A counter-signal, a disruption, a challenge to the beast system itself. Ezra, Daniel, John, and Joseph Smith describe the same sequence from different angles. The rise of powers that rule nations through debt. The consolidation into one global structure. The final head that dominates through financial supremacy, a collapse. And then the emergence of a new dominion, digital, total, silent. Satan's little season is not an age of open evil. It is an age of subtle chains. Chains we accept because they look like convenience. Chains we choose because they feel like progress. The mark of the beast is not a tattoo. It is permission, access, compliance. It is a system that decides who may buy or sell. A system that knows your income, your location, your associations, and your beliefs. Ezra's Eagle. How an ancient prophecy predicted the digital age is the first work to map the entire prophecy from start to finish. Not metaphorically, not symbolically. Literally, historically, technologically. Every wing, every head, every rise, every fall, laid out in a comprehensive timeline stretching from Venetian banking to blockchain to the coming surveillance state. This book shows the prophecy. This book explains the prophecy. This book proves the prophecy. With cross-references linking ancient scripture to modern economic power, you will see how the fall of the third head is already underway. You will see how the beast system is forming, algorithm by algorithm, ledger by ledger, law by law. You will see how Daniel, Ezra, John, and Joseph Smith describe the same final empire, a digital kingdom without borders, armies, or flags. If you sense something deeper behind the headlines, if you feel the world accelerating toward a single convergence point, if you have ever wondered whether prophecy was meant for our generation, then this book is not just information. It is revelation, a map, a warning, and a key to understanding the world that is now emerging. Ezra's Eagle, how an ancient prophecy predicted the digital age. Once you see the timeline, you will never look at world events the same way again.